Great evening, everyone. Welcome. As you join, I'm going to ask you to like and share this video with your friends and family who you believe will be able to benefit from this series. We're in for an exciting night of power-packed information, and I'm just inviting you to join and share. Hi Keisha, hi Ramona, hi Kay. Hi Jamelia, I hope things are going well with you over there in Canada. Hi Kev. Hi Gareth, long time no see. Welcome everyone. I'm asking you to just share as you join. And as I said, we'll be in for a power-packed series tonight. Okay, let me see how we're doing on Facebook. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. A great night again, everybody. I'm Kimon Tobias, and I have decided to launch this Hone It to Own It series based on the wealth of experience that I have gained over my years in the financial industry, where I would have provided significant financial solution and advice to customers in terms of being able to own their own homes. In addition to that, I recently was certified as a realtor, and so with that combined knowledge, I just felt very passionate about coming on and sharing with people that the journey to home ownership is very possible. I know that in our dispensation here locally, many persons, because of what is happening in the wider economy, persons tend to think that home ownership is a goal that is too far out of their reach. And so I just want to come on and dispel that theory and help the average person, or if you're even not so average, to understand and to realize that you too can get started on this journey. And so I'm going to just start by first sharing a little bit more on my background. As I said, I have over 13 years of extensive experience in the financial industry, where I would have started as a entry level in a sense, and through being able to master the art of providing advice and solutions to my customers, I would have transitioned through the ranks as a personal banking officer, where I provided personalized solutions to persons in different lending products. I transitioned as a mortgage offer, where I provided specialized solutions to persons interested in mortgage delivery. And in my last stint, I would have been in charge of a processing unit that was dedicated specifically to mortgages. And so I have insight on the end-to-end process from start to finish, in addition to doing that for over 5 territories across the Caribbean region. And so with that background, coupled with my current recent certification as a realtor, I have not actively started practicing, so let me make that clear. I have decided to put together this package just to, as I said, educate and equip with the necessary tools and resources, and empower persons to go out there and start this home ownership journey. And coupled with that, I just want to share my personal story. And so over the years, at the age of 26, I was able to own my first home. And just so that persons who think, oh, maybe she come from money, a family background with money, so she had things all set for her, that was not the case. Both my parents were civil servants, meaning they work with the government. And what they instilled in me was the art of saving, that it's not what you earn, it's what you save, right? Coupled with that, I learned some key financial principles from my parents. So when I started working as a contractor, I believe I was getting about $10,000 per week back then, quite a number of years ago, for those trying to age me. I ensured every week I set up a standing order to dedicate funds to a specific savings account that I did not have access to. Now, my journey to home ownership started when I got pregnant with my son. And I decided that I wanted to, raise my son in a background with both parents, and that would not have been possible in my parents' home. And so I set out to start that journey by, doing some investigation. I would have been in the financial sector at that time, not yet in lending, so I didn't have much knowledge about, how to go about the journey. But I decided that this was a goal I needed to achieve so that my son could be raised in a background with both, in a household rather, with both parents. And so something very basic, I started looking at my current financial circumstances. Where am I now? And I looked at where is it that I wanted to be. And then together with my then partner, we devised a strategy on how to close that gap. And so that is exactly what I want to share with you over the course of this series. To look at where you are now, set a vision or a goal for where is it that you want to be on this home ownership journey, and help you to close that gap and get started. It is possible. I can tell you, at the age of 26, as I said, I wasn't earning no big salary, but with discipline and a plan, I was able to start my journey to home ownership. And so that is really what this series is about, to educate, equip you, and empower you to start the journey to home ownership. And so I have designed the series in such a way that it will equip prospective homeowners and potential investors with the relevant information and resources that they need to simplify the home ownership journey. Secondly, I want to connect you with the key persons who are those industry experts that you need to be connected with to make the journey as seamless as possible for you. And lastly, to provide you whether with a generalized plan or a customized solution that suits your specific needs to get you started on the journey. All right, and so I have a team of persons who will be working with me, not over the free sessions. They will be on the package that will be offered, and there are 3 packages being offered which are on my social media pages. So many of you are on here. I see persons on Facebook, persons on Instagram. Join me on social media and you will receive updates as they become available in terms of the team who will be a part of this journey. And so partnering with me, I have a mortgage broker, Patrice Doyley from Credit Pro Jamaica, and she will be really outlining what are the different financial options that are available to you within the market to make that dream in terms of financing possible for you. I also have my dear friend Cecile, who is a realtor associated with Valerie Levy and Associates. Hi Cecile, I saw you on earlier. And she will be helping to just provide some, solutions in terms of what is available within the market. What are some of the market trends? Because one of the critical things you need to be is informed, right? So you do want to buy a house and that house is in an area that is depreciating, and you will not be able to maximize on your investment over time. And so Cecile will really be on board to provide insights. What are some of the popular areas that are on the rise, for whether you want it for your own occupancy or whether you want it to generate investment income. We'll be also looking at income generating solutions, and that is on the residential side and a little tidbit on the commercial side. I also will be having attorney at law Georgia Hamilton of Georgia Hamilton and Company joining me on the journey, and she will be providing some more insights on the legal aspects of it. So there are some legal considerations that you need to be informed and aware of before you start the journey. And so Georgia will be coming on to help to provide insights for you to minimize risk of exposure, so that you will not have to lose out on any funds during the process, because you would have properly prepared and been properly informed prior to starting the journey. All right, and as you join, if there are any questions that you have as I go along, feel free to drop them in the chat and I will respond to them accordingly. And as I said, as you join, please like and share for persons who you believe this session will be meaningful for. All right. So I want to provide you with a little insight in terms of real estate statistics in Jamaica. But before I go there, oh, hi Cecile, I know I saw you on, and I also see Patrice on. All right, so the webinar outline is going to be designed. It has been designed in 3 streams, and the streams are tailored to where you are in the journey. So for persons who may just want a little bit of information before they start, you're not quite there yet, you're probably looking at home ownership as a medium to long-term goal, well, this is the plan for you. So for my preppers, you're in the preparation stage. We will engage you over the course of 2 weeks by providing you with financial planning advice. So what are the costs associated with undertaking a home purchase? And we provide a detailed outline from beginning to end, right? And one of the critical things to always know, you want to properly prepare, because I've seen, some very sad stories where persons start the transaction and they were not properly informed and they had to forfeit. They had to pull out of the transaction, losing, funds, losing portions of their deposit and other penalties. So you want to ensure that before you start the journey, it is critical for you to be properly informed. And so we'll be providing you with financial planning strategies, detailing how do you assess your current situation, where are you at now, based on your income, how much can you realistically afford? Because it's also important, whilst we have a dream home, realistically your first home may very well not be your dream home. I'm not saying it's not possible, but for the average person, their first home is really a starter. And so you want to know, based on your financial position, are there any steps that you need to take before you undertake this journey? For some, it may be boosting up your savings, boosting up investments. For others, it may be paying off some debts to ensure that your debt servicing capacity can reasonably afford your mortgage payments and the other associated costs. And as I said, we'll take you on that financial planning journey. In addition, we'll provide you with a roadmap, end-to-end roadmap of the process. So you're very clear as to what are the steps that you'll need to take, when you'll need to take them. So it will be very jointed. So you have a clear picture going in what it is that you are required to do and when you're required to do it. We will also give you some insights on the pre-qualification process for those who will be seeking financing by way of a mortgage. And so for pre-qualification, there are certain determinants. How do you choose the right financial institution for you? What are the interest rates offered? Is the interest rate fixed? Is it variable? What is the maximum financing you're able to get? What are the processing fees that the various institutions are offering? So these are some of the insights that we will be able to share in the preparatory program. And last but not least, we'll just give you a little whet your appetite with some options in the real estate market. So that's where Cecile will come in. She will introduce you to some home solutions that may be right for you, so that you can have in mind, do you want a single family home? Maybe you want an apartment, maybe a townhouse is right for you. And what are some of the areas that you should be looking into to maximize on your investment? And that series will be from June 26th and July 3rd. So the first week will be full engagement, interacting with these experts. And the second week will be somewhat of an exposition where we have subject matter experts such as insurance advisors coming in and helping you to have a realistic idea of what it is that you need to secure, how is it that you need to get started in terms of securing insurance options, etc., so that you can be ready for the journey when you are going to get started. The second package we'll be offering is a Get Set package. So that is for persons who, they've saved up money and they believe they're ready to start the home ownership journey. We'll take you through a reality check just to, give you a clear outline again of the costs associated with the process, the pre-qualification process, finding a home that's right for you. We'll take it a step further by going into due diligence guidelines that you need to follow. For example, before signing your sale agreement, ensuring that you have an independent inspection completed and not using necessarily the vendor's sale agreement that they're offering. So certain due diligence guidelines that you need to follow to protect you and your investment before starting the journey. And likewise, so the preparation package will be giving you an end-to-end roadmap of the process so that you're very clear as to what you'll be undertaking and how you'll be going about the journey. And then the third package, which is our advanced package, is tailored for prospective real estate investors. So maybe you own your own home already, or you don't want a home to live in for yourself because your current living circumstances are quite convenient for you, but you want to earn some money because, as we know, that real estate is one of the more solid investment options available on the market at this time. And so perhaps you want insights in terms of how to go about going into real estate for income generating opportunities. And so again, we'll take you through 2 weeks of this journey with different financing options. So you want to know, as somebody who is purchasing a home for investment as opposed to personal use, personal occupancy, what are the financing options available to you? So there will be some differences in terms of percentage financing, the interest rates in some instances, and those are considerations you want to be very much informed on before starting the journey. Additionally, we'll provide you with market trends and insights are critical to know to maximize your returns on investment. And so we'll be taking you through that journey. What are some of the popular areas to consider when looking at real estate for investment purposes? We'll also be looking at legal insights to minimize the risk of exposure to you as a homeowner that will be leasing your home or leasing your property to someone else. And we look at both short-term and long-term investment options. So it is really a value-packed program. And as I said in the introductory video I posted on Facebook on Friday, the combined value of a package such as this, based on the expertise that you're getting, is over 200,000 Jamaican dollars. And we have condensed this journey into just a fraction of that cost with our lowest package, our prep package, starting at $2,500, our get set package for $5,000, and our grow package $7,500. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some insights in terms of real estate statistics locally here in Jamaica. So the average cost of a home in Jamaica has shown gradual appreciation year over year. We saw in 2018, the average house was about 16.8 million. That climbed in 2019 to about 17.2 million. And now, as at last year, we're looking at an average home costing anywhere around $35 million. Well, between $26 to $35 million on average. What that means for you, if you have not yet started on that journey, based on that trend, is that you want to capitalize on the opportunity to own your own home now. Because as we see, each year that cost is gradually increasing. And so you want to prepare so you can start the journey as soon as possible before it gets out of your reach. Right? And so the government of Jamaica has instituted several options or several initiatives to make home ownership more accessible to the average citizen. And so we've seen the introduction of the National Housing Trust that provides financing solutions to low to middle income earners. And each individual can get up to 6.5 million Jamaican dollars. And they recently revised it so a maximum of 3 homeowners can now combine their benefits in order to purchase a property. And we see in terms of the market, what are some of the trends we're observing. So in the lower price point, 25 million and below, we're seeing it's a seller's market. So what that means is that the market is in favor of those who are selling because the demand for houses exceeds the supply. And so the sellers basically the buyers don't really have that much ability to negotiate on prices because the demand is so high and the supply cannot meet that demand. And so if you're looking for a house in the range of 25 million and below, it may be a bit challenging for you to find something in that range firstly. And if you do find something in that range, okay, thank you, Pat. So I see Patrice adding to my NHT point. That's effective July 1st. the NHT limit will be increased to $7.5 million. And the maximum amount you're eligible for, it is subject to your eligibility. So I transition back to my point about the market trends. So for houses 25 million and below, you'll find that it's going to be a little harder to find something in that price range because there's such a high demand that the market is not able to meet or to supply. And so it's very important that you have the right persons assisting you, such as a realtor, who can help you to find options that are available for you within your price range. In the median range, as I mentioned, 26 million to 45 million, we see that that's a more balanced market. So there's kind of an equilibrium between demand and supply. And then once we get over 45 million, we see that's a buyer's market. So if you have those funds, the market is in your favor, where you're able to, negotiate more in terms of the pricing, because there is a greater supply than there is a demand for houses in that price range locally. And as it relates to mortgage rates, another reason to get started on your journey now, as we've seen in the past 4 years, interest rates have progressively been increasing. And so round about 2018, interest rates were in the ballpark of about 10%. We saw that moving downwards to around 9% trending downwards rather in 2019 to about 8.9 to 9%. Now we've seen, with the increases in rates at the Bank of Jamaica, interest rates are going back on the rise. And so if you have not yet started the journey, it means that now is a good time for you to capitalize before the rates get any further. And we're going to be going through certain aspects during the journey in terms of understanding fixed interest rates versus variable interest rates, and what does that mean to you as a homeowner as it relates to changes or fluctuations in your monthly mortgage payments. All right, are there any questions so far? Just feel free to drop your questions in the chat as you join, and share and like the video as you join so that other persons can benefit from what we'll be presenting on tonight. So we go further into statistics for prospective investors. And so we see that real estate investment in Jamaica has generated quite a significant, or contributed quite a significant amount to our local GDP. We saw in 2020, real estate contributed a total of 11.3% to Jamaica's gross domestic product. In terms of trends, again, we see where short-term rental, that is gradually, going on the decline. Demand for that is reducing, and long-term rentals are becoming more popular these days. So these are critical information for you to understand and to know, be aware of. If you're going to be going into it as real estate, you want to know, how can you maximize on your investment? So how do you position your rental property to yield the maximum returns? And so as of 2023, we also saw a significant reduction in the demand for U.S. rental luxury apartments in Kingston. But on the contrary, we saw that there is an appreciating demand on the North Coast. So if you want to go in that kind of luxury homes, getting something on the North Coast would be more suitable if you're going into it for investment purposes. And popular areas, we'll be looking at that over the course of the 2 weeks that we will be taking you on the journey. We also see certain trends in terms of commercial real estate. There's a demand in the BPO sector. There's also a demand for warehouses and distribution facilities. And there's a demand for small and medium-sized retail shops. So these are areas you'd want to look into if you're going into commercial, on the commercial side, to maximize the yield on your investments or your returns. All right. So your planning roadmap, what does the process look like? You want to start by assessing where you are financially before you start the journey. So you're going to look at what are your current expenses in relation to your current income. What are some steps you may need to take in order to realistically afford a manageable mortgage payment? Once you're able to assess your income, your income to expense ratio, what we call our debt servicing ratio. We now look at how much can you afford based on your residual or net income as a monthly mortgage payment. Once you see how much you can afford, that will then be a guide as to what is the price point you'll need to be looking for in a home, right? Once you find that price point, you can then determine your percentage deposit that you'll need to make. What are the associated costs that you'll now need to start planning for? And that leads you to the second point in the journey, which is saving and planning for the associated costs. Once you believe you've saved up sufficiently, having been informed on, minimum deposit requirements, minimum fee requirements, both on the bank side, legal fees, stamp duty, transfer fees. There's so many little costs involved, so you want to have a great understanding what those costs entail. Once you have that understanding, you then now go into your financial institution to discuss your pre-qualification, right? So they will basically confirm with you that this is the amount you're eligible to get, and these are the documents we'll need to start processing your application. Once you're pre-qualified, most realtors or most homeowners require evidence of pre-qualification before they even give you a showing of their property. So you want the pre-qualification step is very important. Once you're pre-qualified, you can then start house hunting. And it's very important, as I said, to use expert information or expert guidance at every juncture in the process so that you do not, lose out in your investment. And so you can use a realtor to guide you in the house hunting stage, and they will have more options available as well to help you to find a home within your price point. Once you found that home, you go ahead and you make your offer. If you're accepted, you can then go ahead and do the necessary steps to complete or close the deal, finalize the transaction. Once you have finalized the transaction, it's time to move in, take possession of your property. And you also want to know, what are some recurring costs, recurring expenses that you will need to undertake once you own your home. So your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance. The process doesn't end financially once you get the home. So you want to be very informed so that you're able to properly prepare and put yourself in a financial position where once you undertake this venture, we'll also give you some guidelines how to maintain your finances once you complete that journey. All right, so we're looking at financing options as well, and tonight's session is really just to whet your appetite, give you a little introduction to what will be covered over the course of the 2-week journey, depending on the plan that you sign up for. And so we're looking at financing options available. So I identified 4 major financial institutions locally, and we'll be looking at some comparisons as it relates to solutions that they offer. And so with Scotiabank, as it relates to interest rates, we see Scotiabank promotes or advertised interest rates as low as 8.49%. And that compares to NCB that has rates starting at 9.15%. With regards to Jamaica National, their promoted rates start at 8%. And we see with Victoria Mutual, their rates are in the range of 8.5%. And so as it relates to lowest point scale, we see Jamaica National and Scotiabank coming out to be the winners for interest rates. Bearing in mind, Jamaica National has 2 options available. So if you are getting a variable rate mortgage, which means that the interest rate fluctuates based on the treasury rate, then you're looking at an average rate of 8. And that can either increase or decrease based on how the market performs. For fixed rates, Jamaica National offers 8.5%. And I see my mortgage broker expert adding that CIBC offers rates as low as 7.5%. So I believe they would come out in terms of interest rates as the winners in this category. Next, we're looking at maximum financing. And it's very important for us to read the fine print, because there are some institutions that are promoting 100% financing. But if I might say that it's not quite so, there are some caveats, or there are some fine prints to look into. So it's very important that you get informed guidance when you see these catchy promotions saying maximum 100% financing. For Scotiabank, they promote up to 95%. NCB and Victoria Mutual, similarly JN, promote up to 100%. And of course, conditions apply. So bearing in mind, even if you do get that, you still will be required to come up with a deposit, because the homeowner requires some kind of commitment from that potential buyer, from you, the potential buyer, before they can go ahead and commit their home to you to start the process. Right? So even though you may be able to get 100% financing, you will need to still be able to find a minimum of 5 to 10% for your deposit. Maximum term, Scotiabank promotes up to 30 years, while NCB, Jamaica National, and Victoria Mutual promote a maximum term of 40 years. Banking fees, we see banking fees ranging from as low as 1.25% up to 3.5%. With, as I said, we will provide more customized information when you join the session. If you are looking for local currency options, all 4 institutions provide Jamaican dollar denoted mortgages. If you're looking for a US dollar mortgages, because we do see quite a number of the luxury units being offered in US dollars for sale, National Commercial Bank and Victoria Mutual actually offer US denoted mortgages. I believe for Victoria Mutual, for NCB, that is hinged upon whether or not you earn in US dollars. So even though you may be purchasing the property in US dollars, you may not be eligible for a US dollar denoted mortgage if you're not earning in US dollars. Right? So these are just some high level oversights that I'm sharing with you tonight to get you started on the journey. And if you want more information, feel free to join us along on any of the courses that you believe are tailored for your needs, whether the prep package or get set package or grow package, if you're ready to grow your investment portfolio. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell in terms of some insights I'll be sharing with you tonight. Over next week, I'll be going a little more in depth about financial solutions that are available to you in terms of getting started, financial guidelines, best practices to adopt before you get started on your home ownership journey. So feel free, if there are any questions, if anybody would like to join me, send your questions in through Facebook or through IG and let me have them. Give me some feedback as well. Have you learned anything new from the information presented tonight? Do you find it insightful? And are you excited to hear more? Alright, so just a recap for those just joining. Hi Melissa, thanks for joining. Hi Stephen, welcome. So just a recap of what we discussed. We look at the objectives of this seminar or the 2-week series, which is to equip prospective homeowners and home buyers and investors with the relevant resources, tools, information that they need in order to simplify the home ownership journey. Additionally, we'll be connecting you with the experts that you'll need to guide you along the journey. So realtor, mortgage broker, insurance provider, everyone that you will need to get in contact with as you undertake the home ownership journey, that will become accessible to you as a part of our contacts package when you join this journey. And we try to keep it as simple as possible. Thanks for sharing, Tianka, because we want the person who is not any least bit informed about this journey to understand, and no matter how advanced you are at, the information will still be relevant to you. So similarly to how I presented tonight, the presentations over the 2-week journey will be just as simple, so that you can have a clear and precise understanding of the end-to-end process to home ownership. Right? And as I said, there are weekly resources you'll gain access to, like our debt service calculator. We'll be sharing that with persons who are a part of the journey. We'll also be sharing with you our affordability calculator, so that you can calculate, based on your current earnings, how much can you reasonably afford. The fee calculator as well will be shared with persons who are a part of the journey. You'll also have the insights I shared about the comparisons of the key financial institutions. You will have that information readily accessible to you as a member of the Own It to Own It membership team. And again, we'll be sharing deeper market insights over the course of the 2 weeks to help you to make an informed purchasing decision so you can maximize on your investment. Because the home ownership journey, it's not for you, but it's generational. One of the proverbs that I love to refer to is Proverbs 13:22. It says, a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. So this journey is not just for you, but it's for those who will be coming, after you. It is a solid investment that you can leave, and you want to ensure that it is a process that you undertake informed, so that you can maximize your return on investments, whether it is for your own occupancy or whether it's for investment purposes. And so I invite you to come along with me on the journey. Let me look over on Facebook if there are any questions here on Facebook. Hi, Mommy. I see my mom, Beverly, joining on Facebook. Okay. No questions over here on YouTube. Well, feel free to share with me, what was the most insightful part of what you learned tonight. Something that you probably didn't know before. Feel free to share with me if there's any new information you would have garnered as a result of joining tonight. All right. Hi, Debbie. I see my dear friend Debbie joining me on IG. Hi, Natasha and Karen, Lady Karen, Sister Natasha, over on Facebook. Okay. Well, if there are no questions for me, I am so happy to be here with you all tonight. I do hope the information shared. Okay. Keisha said the housing statistics were insightful. Yes. And just to share some additional markets. I don't want giving it too much, because you need to come out and join the journey. But some key areas that we're seeing, and I think if Cecile is still on, she can back me up. So, looking for housing in Kingston, we have some common popular areas, or Kingston 5, which entails New Kingston, that area. Kingston 6, the Golden Triangle area. Kingston 8 is also very popular. Cherry Gardens, Constant Spring. We have some parts of Kingston 10 as well, being popular, nearer to New Kingston in the Moulins area. Kingston 19, we see Meadowbrook and Havendale. Keisha, let me see. I see Keisha requesting. Wants to join, but let me pull her in if she's available. And we always have, the hills, persons wanting to go over to the hills. So we have our Stony Hill, Red Hills as popular spots as well. Hi, Keisha. Welcome. How are you, my darling?
Doing well.
Thank you so much for joining. I'm happy to have you on board with me tonight.
Oh, yes.
So tell me, how has the session been for you? What has been your major, learning from this evening session?
Okay, well, learning about the markets was big for me, and also just listening to what the different financial institutions are offering. Sometimes you don't stop to pay attention to what else is out there, so that was very good.
Awesome. And it's a value-packed session. As I said, this is just a tip of the iceberg, and we have designed a program that I believe will be very transformative for the average person undertaking the home ownership journey, whether it be for your personal use or you want to go in it for investment. And so I do believe, Keisha, that you're going to be joining me on the journey, and 2023 will be your year to win in terms of getting started on the journey.
Oh, yes.
Yes, man. Thanks for joining. You have any questions?
No questions.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Keisha.
Sure.
to get her. All right. So thanks everyone. I look forward to journeying with you next week again. We'll be giving you another taste of what is to come on our 2-week series. And I just want to leave by speaking a word over persons who may feel discouraged about getting started. This journey. Oh, awesome, Mel. Definitely. I'd love to have you along for the journey. So Melissa says, I'm looking forward to the upcoming content. I hope to purchase my second property this year and definitely appreciate the guidance. Awesome. Oh, and I'm getting some feedback from Patrice. So definitely we will have, look at how we can incorporate our overseas clients in the process. And as I said, our team consists of myself, Kimon Tobias, expert financial I'd say expert in the providing financial solutions to customers with over 13 years background in that, and most recently I'm a certified realtor. I'll also have on board with me mortgage broker Patrice Doyley of Credit Pro Jamaica, who will be giving you the insights on the entire pre-qualification process and what you need to do prior to getting started on your mortgage application journey. I'll also be having my dear Cecile Hilton of Valerie Levy and Associates joining to provide those market insights to ensure that when you make the purchase, you're making an informed one that will help you to maximize on your returns. And I'll also be having attorney at law, Georgia Hamilton of Georgia Hamilton and Associates, who will be giving us legal insights to ensure that you can, one, do the necessary due diligence that you need to undertake when purchasing a home and help you to minimize legal exposure and other exposure when undertaking the journey. And so looking forward to having everybody on board. Thank you so much for joining. Feel free to like and share even after you leave. Share with persons who you believe will be able to benefit from this content. And join me again next week at this time for another exciting introductory session where we'll be looking at financial planning. Right? I just also want to give credit, it's not too late, to my dear husband, Kevon Tobias, and my family who have been such a strong support to me having started this journey. And I really must give huge commendations to my who gave me the push. I've been thinking about this for some time and I'm really passionate. I've garnered a wealth of knowledge based on my background, and I've been very passionate in providing personalized guidance to persons over the years. And so I've decided to take it to another level by doing that on a larger platform. And so I just want to thank everybody for joining me. Have a great rest of the evening, and I look forward to you journeying with me over the next 3 weeks. God bless you.